if Russia isn't the biggest paper tiger in the history of civilization, I don't know what is. Because right now, 8 mobile rocket launching systems that were given to the Ukraine by the US are completely shifting the dynamics of this entire war. 8 pieces of equipment. And actually, it completely shifted when they just had 4 of them. Okay, the HIMARS rocket launching system, and yes, this is our Ukraine war update video. Um, Sorry if you don't like the cryptic titles, but again, I'm just making these as ambiguous as possible because whatever. Anyway, Russia is being held at bay by 8 American-made rocket launching systems. Is basically, I don't want to say basically defeating the entire Russian army, but it is making them scared. Because right now, every single base, the commanding base, has shifted back beyond the range of these rockets. The naval base that was in Crimea is being shifted back to mainland Russia. The only reason why this is happening is because Russia cannot defend itself from the HIMARS rocket systems, which I forget the name of the agency that makes all the Russian equipment. This agency was promised that our self-defense mechanisms are to be able to shoot down rockets, can defend against the HIMARS systems, and Putin's find out that they can't shoot down a single one of these rockets that are incoming to them. That guy's a dead man at the head of that company. Oh my God, Putin is going to have his head for breakfast. Anyway, this is just because Russia is in so deep. They have no choice but to try and stick this out to try and get some sort of flimsy victory, like taking over 2 already practically separated regions from the country of Ukraine before the war even started. And just say like, we secured the land bridge to Crimea, mission accomplished. Maybe you can call George Bush and get that banner off the battleship and get that sent to Russia. But anyway, George W. Bush, excuse me. This is just someone that is just a spectator of history and of war and of understanding why countries go to war, why countries should go to war, and just seeing this colossal mess that Russia got itself into and can't get out. They're in such a mess to the point now that they're begging Iran. They're begging Iran for equipment like drones right now. Like, Putin just went over to Iran and is now in Turkey meeting Erdogan. By the way, did you see Putin having to sit there for an extra 90 seconds before he came out for a handshake? Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. I feel bad for the Russian citizens and the Russian soldiers that are getting thrown into the meat grinder right now. God forbid you work at any sort of rearming depot that transports the arms or that stockpiles the arms to be transported to the front line. But the thing is now, all those arming depots, the rearmament depots, have been moved back beyond the range of the HIMARS systems, which now increases the delay of time to get more artillery to any sort of artillery mechanism to just blanket bomb farms. Hey, watch like Jake Bro's videos, Broe, if I spelled that before. He goes over where like they'll show pictures of like farms in Ukraine that just have all these crater holes in them. There's no like wrecked tanks there. There's no like launching facilities. There's no signs of there being like a staging base there for the Ukrainians. Like, Russia's strategy is just to bomb the holy hell out of things, move forward a little bit, bomb the holy hell out of things, move forward. But now that the HIMARS system has pushed these refueling and restaging depots back, it's going to put just such a cog in the system that slows down the entire process. So yeah, of course Russia is taking a break on things. Russia is saying like, we're taking a break to, regroup things and re-strategize and then do an on-forward assault. It's like, no, you're taking a break because you have to move everything out of the way of the HIMARS systems. Eight American-made rocket systems are basically defeating the Russians right now. And Russia wants to talk smack like they're a world superpower? And China right now has got to know that, my God, Taiwan is going to be given the same armaments that Ukraine is getting. Do we seriously want to get into a fist fight with them? Again, if you're not going to nuclear war, you're not going to stand a chance against first world armaments right now. NATO would kick Russia and China's butt at the same time. Like, I used to think that was like a ridiculous notion, just like, no, there's too many people, there's too many tanks, too many. But no, the tech of things is what rules supreme right now, and that is being proved in Ukraine right now. Because countries like Russia and China don't have tech like HIMARS systems, or else they would be using them right now. Oh my God, this is just astounding. They've given Ukraine 8 rocket launching systems. The tide was changed when they just had 4, but 8 rocket launching systems now, and they're going to give them even more. The U.S. is going to send even more of these HIMARS systems over to them. Oh my God, what? This is just so glorious. That's what you get, Russia, for picking a fight that you had no right picking. Trying to disrupt a democracy. Oh my God, this is just glorious. Again, the Schadenfreude in me loves seeing the mighty fall, and to now, like, Russia, whenever they try and talk a big game, like don't mess with us. We'll give you the mighty iron fist, like the mighty paper fist. No one's gonna care if China or Russia talk smack. All they can do is threaten nuclear rhetoric. Nuclear, for those of you that don't like the fact that I say nuclear. Anyway, all they could do is threaten nuke rhetoric. But again, that's their way of saying, okay, we want to die too. Beep, here goes the nukes. Because that's the only end. That's the only end for if nukes are used, is both sides completely die. So unless Russia or China wants to admit that they no longer want to exist, then no other threat they could possibly give right now is going to be any sort of threat worth paying mind of. I mean, it's going to stink for them to initially get the first onslaught, but once stuff really starts getting real and there's some sort of counteroffensive, what are they going to come back with? You got to send millions of Chinese soldiers out on ships to go to Taiwan. They'll get picked off with HIMARS left and right. Like, that's the thing. Taiwan is sitting pretty right now. They're sitting there going, yeah, well, we're an island, China. You have to come to us. Good luck getting here. Oh my God, it would be a bloodbath. I would love to see China try and start a war with Taiwan. You think it's a bloodbath in Ukraine right now? You ain't seen nothing yet. That's why. This is why I like China's just got to be. Oh, I just see Winnie the Pooh's got to be in his office just face palming right now, going like, "My God, Russia, you just ruined it. You just ruined every possible threat we could make with our armies right now, because no one's going to take us seriously. All they could do is talk a big game to garner the respect of their people who still think that their nation's powers are still a threat from the military." No one else believes it. And that's all Russia and China has left on their side, is the people that buy the propaganda government-run media. That's all they have left on their side right now. That and Iran, that hopes that countries like that still remain in power. Because if actual democracies break out in Russia and China, boy, Iran's going to be sitting on Lonely Island all by themselves. They practically already are. This is just, I just revel in the fact that this war is going so bad for Russia. And that once this is all said and done, Russia is going to look so bad because they aren't going to get control of the country. They aren't going to be able to get control of all the mass graves that are going to get discovered, all the atrocities that are going to get discovered. They won't be able to control that narrative because they will never get control of the Ukraine. It's going to be impossible. All they can do is nuke them and then get nuked back by the first world, by the West world. Rest in peace, Russia. You're done. You're done. Sanctions are going to stick with you, and generations of people are going to despise you. Russia is done, and they got defeated, basically. And again, it's not trying to slight the Ukrainian army, because honestly, this war was won when Ukraine and their soldiers held strong for at least a couple weeks, for at least beyond the initial reports of everyone saying, from every educated military mind in the industry of around the world of military minds, that said that Ukraine would fall within 3 days if Russia attacked them. And they didn't. And once Ukraine proved they could fight, all those armaments went in there. The CIA got involved, and everyone else. Well, the CIA was already involved. Trust me, the CIA was training Ukrainian soldiers and giving them javelins and stuff like that before the war even broke out. But the fact that Ukraine held strong, they held their own, and proved that Russia is someone that can be defeated if you give us a little more. But man, the dynamics of everything changed once they got a sophisticated tech weapon like HIMARS. It's insane how much just 8 mobile rocket launching units have basically made Russia scared, turned them into cowards. You're afraid to face the fire, and they had to step out of the kitchen. They had to go into the neighbor's block on the other side of town because somebody was throwing stones a little too far. They were having such a disorganized mess, and that was before HIMARS came involved. Like, they were going to be just so disorganized to put forth any sort of offensive pressure now. I can't wait for Ukraine to take back over Crimea. Oh my gosh. Enjoy that land bridge to the meat grinder. Russia's so screwed. Oh, that would be great. That would be so great. I just want Ukraine to have just an all-out onslaught onto Crimea and take that over, because Russia has given such an effort to get that eastern portion of Ukraine, to get that land bridge to Crimea, which will be again a land bridge to the meat grinder. Oh, that's my next wish. That's my next Christmas wish for this war. And again, Ukraine, the world has your back in all this. Excuse me, the civilized world has your back in all this. And Russia will pay for this. Russia will pay in some way, form, or another when everything lies where they may fall. Russia will pay for this and then some. That is all.